Kroger Tender Ray Beef, no other beef so fresh can be so tender, presents Hearts in Harmony, transcribed. K is for Kroger, C is for cut, B is for beef. KCB means Kroger cut beef, and Kroger cut beef means more meat for your money. Remember that fact, ladies. Remember that Kroger cut beef gives you more meat, less waste, and for this reason. Before the meat is weighed and priced, the Kroger method of cutting beef removes excess bone, excess waste, and stringy ends. Yes, that's before the meat is weighed and priced. And listen, you get the top U.S. government grades of beef. Yes, it's tender, juicy, rich red, and marbled with just the right amount of flavory fat. So you get better value in top-grade beef. Let's take a Kroger cut chuck roast as an example. Before the roast is weighed and priced, the Kroger method of cutting beef removes excess waste and stringy meat. You're bound to get a better value because you get more solid meat, only a minimum of bone. No matter which you prefer, steak or roast, you receive more meat, less waste in Kroger cut beef. But make that discovery for yourself. Visit your neighborhood Kroger store and make it a rule to buy Kroger cut beef. It gives you more meat for your money. And now, Hearts in Harmony. At 9 o'clock this morning, Penny Gibbs was in the examination room at Heatherton Hospital, and the world-famous specialist, Dr. Samuel Jennifer, looked at her eyes. It's early afternoon now, and Dr. Jennifer sits across the desk from Dr. Clarence Weston, head of the Heatherton Hospital, and says,
Clarence, perhaps I'm considered a foremost authority in these matters, but I like to hear the diagnosis and listen to the advice of other doctors, even those not in my own field.
Well, I can read these x-rays, and I understand these charts in your report. But I'm not a nerve man, Sam, and I know almost nothing about eyes.
Well, you assisted me in examining Miss Gibbs this morning. What were your reactions to what took place?
What I feared from the beginning, Sam. Her eyes have been injured. And according to this diagram, the most severe damage was done right here.
In a place most difficult to reach. That would be dangerous probing, Clarence.
I wouldn't want to attempt it under any circumstances, even if I thought I knew what I was doing.
As a surgeon, then, you'd say no to an operation, wouldn't you?
Yes, as a surgeon. But as an eye man, I wouldn't know what to say. In fact, I have no right to say.
Well, I'm no all-powerful judge in the matter either. I don't pretend or claim that my decisions are 100% perfect. But I'm going to say a flat no to an operation.
I think you're wise, Sam, if that's what you want me to say.
Tell me what you really think. That's all I want from you.
I thoroughly agree with your decision. But is there anything short of an operation that you can do?
To repair that damage? No.
Then what's in store for Miss Gibbs?
Well, I'll go through that with you step by step. And then you can tell me what I ought to tell Miss Gibbs and how I ought to tell her.
Asleep, Miss Gibbs?
Oh, no, Dr. Evans.
Well, I didn't think you were. Not at this time of day. But you didn't answer when I knocked on the door.
I guess I didn't hear you.
Your mind was a million miles away, huh?
No, not a million miles away. Right, not in the room.
Maybe that's just as well. Say, they have you sitting up. And after that long examination, too.
Well, I asked Angela to let me sit by the window a while. Such a pretty day.
Looks a lot nicer than it is. It's cold out there. Smells a little like snow, too.
I've forgotten about snow. About snow and rain and wind and clouds and sunshine. Everything.
You'll soon be familiar with them all. You like to walk in the rain?
Mm-hmm. I've done it lots of times, when it's not too hard.
I like to walk in a light drizzle without a hat and feel the soft rain on my face and in my hair. Oh, it's a nice, fresh feeling.
Mm-hmm. I seem to remember that it is.
Maybe someday we'll take a walk in the rain together.
Maybe.
Penny, Miss Gibbs.
I don't see why you couldn't call me Penny.
Well, I will. I'd like to. If we can keep it on even terms and you stop calling me Dr. Evans.
All right. What's your first name?
I told you a couple of weeks ago. It's Joel. Joel Evans. And there's a junior on the end of it, so my father won't have to suffer for my sins. So from now on, the name is Joel.
All right, Joel.
Joel. I like the way you say it. You know, I never cared much for the name until now.
It's not a very common name.
Oh, there's nothing unusual about it. It's certainly not as unusual as yours. You seldom hear Penelope these days.
Oh, it isn't Penelope. It's just plain Penny. You know, the bad kind that always turns up.
Well, as long as this one doesn't turn up its nose at a struggling intern, I'll be satisfied. Say, did you see what just went by up the highway?
No, I didn't.
It was the bus to Rossville.
Oh, well, I knew it was a bus, but I couldn't see the sign.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
About what?
Your eyes. Dr. Weston is in conference with Dr. Jennifer about them now.
Oh?
You're not upset about what they might have found, are you?
No.
Good girl. Say, it is snow. And by the looks of those flakes, I'd say it's the kind that sticks, too. I know what I'm going to do tonight.
What?
Find some kids with a sled and head for the steepest hill in town.
And you thought I was a child, huh?
I haven't grown, mentally that is, since I was 15 years old. What does that make, a moron or an imbecile? Or a little bit of both?
Oh, golly, I'm not sure.
Penny,
Mm-hmm.
do you know that you're smiling today?
Am I?
Now, you know you are. You feel a lot better this afternoon, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do, for some reason or other.
Maybe you've decided that things have been so bad that, well, they just can't get anything but better.
Maybe I have it that.
You know, that's what we've all been hoping for.
Oh, Dr. Evans.
I thought from now on it was going to be Joel.
I'm sorry, I forgot. Joel, what about my eyes? I mean, what do you think they found out in that examination this morning?
I don't know.
Can you guess?
Doctors don't like to guess. Dr. Jennifer or Dr. Weston will be in to see you in a little while and tell you everything you want to know.
Well, I don't want to go blind.
Of course you don't.
I didn't care before, but now I do. Joel, something came over me during the examination. I was thinking about Barry, and I realized he wouldn't want me to give up the way I have. I can do so much in his memory, so many of the things he'd want me to do, if I'm not blind.
Let's hope you won't be.
It's only a hope.
I don't know anything about it. Not one thing. All I know is you've come around. Some miracle has given you interest in life again. You've started to think about the future and about yourself. And that's the medicine you need to get on your feet again. And out of here and living life again.
It wasn't any miracle, Joel. I was thinking about Barry. Guessing how he'd feel about things if they'd worked out the other way. If I'd been the one to die. Barry would have gone on. Would have found something else in life to take the place of me.
We all have to do that when we lose something that's close to us. Whether it's a person or a possession. Penny, you're going to be all right.
If my eyes are all right.
Even if they aren't, you'll be all right. Eyes aren't life.
But I see life. I shudder at the thought of living in darkness.
I'll tell you a strange thing about blindness, Penny. To be blind is not to live in the dark, as most people suppose.
Well, isn't everything black?
No. No, it's not black. It's no color at all. It's nothingness. It's like, well, when you lie on a hilltop and stare up into a cloudless sky. At first, the color in front of you is blue. But if you stare long enough, the color fades out until it's no color. No anything at all.
Just empty space must be even worse than darkness.
Maybe you won't have to know about either darkness or empty space.
But just maybe.
Oh, now you're not going to slip back into gloomy thinking again, are you?
No, not if I can help it.
Look at this beautiful November day. The snow. Think of what it's going to be like out there tonight, with the whole countryside an unbroken white. The lights from the street lamps and windows shining on it. And maybe on that hill over there, you'll see children and their sleds.
I can't see the hillside. All I can make out is the snow falling just outside the window.
I say the wrong things at the wrong time, don't I? I'm not much help to you, Penny.
Oh, you don't know how much help you are. You've been great help all along. And someday I think I'd like to be able to thank you.
The only thanks I want from you, Penny, if I deserve thanks for anything, is, well, let me be your friend.
You are my friend, Joel.
I hope I am. But I'm not the kind of friend I'd like to be.
Oh, Joel,
No,
please,
don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting anything serious or involved. Just let me be one of the people you feel free to call on when you want help or advice or Well, in other words, let's stop knowing each other after you've gone back to Rossville.
Joel, I don't forget people. Especially people who've been kind to me. And you've made my stay here at least a little more bearable than it might have been if I...
Oh, there's someone at the door. Maybe it's Dr. Jennifer or Dr. Weston.
Will you open the door, Joel?
Sure.
I'm kind of nervous. I've been waiting for this, but now that the time's here, I'm kind of scared.
Don't worry about it, Penny.
Oh, Dr. Evans.
Oh, Dr. Jennifer, come in.
Miss Gibbs is not. Oh, you're sitting up, Miss Gibbs.
Yes, I feel much better.
Splendid.
Maybe you want to see Miss Gibbs alone, Dr. Jennifer.
If you don't mind, Dr. Evans.
Oh, not at all. I'll see you later, Penny.
Oh, please do, I mean, Joel.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Well, Miss Gibbs, Dr. Evans seems to have made a hit with one of his patients.
He's a fine person, Dr. Jennifer. He's helped me a great deal.
Dr. Weston tells me he's going to be an excellent doctor.
I do wish him the best of luck. He deserves it.
Hard work is a better guarantee than luck, Miss Gibbs. And I understand Evans is a hard worker. Well, you look fairly well rested for a young lady who went through a tiresome examination this morning.
Yeah, it was kind of tiresome, but I felt like sitting by the window, looking out of it for a while.
Well, it's snowing, isn't it? I used to love snow when I was a boy. Now it means nothing to me but slush, galoshes, and a slippery footing. Perhaps I'm getting old. Miss Gibbs, about your eyes...
Dr. Jennifer, I want the truth about them. I want it bluntly. Don't try and ease it in any way.
I'll give it to you bluntly, Miss Gibbs, because I don't know how to do it any other way. You've suffered definite injury to your eyes.
Yes, I was aware of that, but you can do something about them, can't you?
That's the part I'll have to put to you bluntly, Miss Gibbs. There's nothing I can do for you. Absolutely nothing.
Dr. Jennifer can do nothing about the injury to Penny's eyes. And once more, the shadows of present tragedy rise up to darken the future of this lonely, broken-hearted girl. Be sure to listen to the next dramatic episode of Hearts in Harmony. KCB. KCB. KCB means Kroger cut beef, and Kroger cut beef means more meat for your money. Right. Kroger cut beef gives you more meat, less waste, because before the meat is weighed and priced, the Kroger method of cutting beef removes excess bone, excess waste, and stringy ends. Take a Kroger cut round steak or roast, for example. The Kroger method of cutting beef removes excess waste and stringy meat before the steak or roast is weighed and priced. You get a minimum of bone, and you get top U.S. government grades of beef. Beef that's tender, juicy, rich red, and marbled with just the right amount of flavory fat. But visit your neighborhood Kroger store and see for yourself. And remember, whether you buy a steak or a roast, Kroger cut beef gives you more meat for your money. Ladies, make plans right this instant to visit your neighborhood Kroger store, the only place you can buy Kroger cut beef. Surprise and delight your family with a delicious and juicy steak or roast. And remember, in Kroger cut beef, you get more meat for your money, because the Kroger method of cutting beef gives you more meat, less waste. Make it a rule to get Kroger cut beef at your neighborhood Kroger store. Be sure to join us again Monday, same time, same station, for another thrilling transcribed chapter of Hearts in Harmony.